Hello, my fellow writers and scribes. Today, I'm going to go through the tragic, misunderstood character arc of Xaden Riorson with you, because I think he is not a morally gray character, and I heard you liked seeing him. This video contains plot spoilers, so beware. With that out of the way, buckle up. Born as Fen Riorson's son and the heir to Tyrrendor, Zaden learned early on that his existence was a political asset, not his own. Family and loyalty were entirely transactional. His mother abandoned him at 10 the moment her marriage contract was fulfilled, and his father traded Zaden's future in a political betrothal to Katrina Cordella to secure a wartime alliance. Long before he ever entered the Writer's Quadrant, Zaden was taught that love and duty were just things you're supposed to do. But the true forging of Zaden's character happened in the ashes of the failed Tyrish rebellion. At 16, he was forced to watch General Melgren's dragon burn his father and the rebellion leaders alive. Losing them is one thing, but he wasn't even allowed the luxury of grief. Surrounded by 107 orphaned, marked children, Zaden didn't break. He bargained. He made a gruesome deal with General Sorrengail, offering his own flesh in exchange for their lives. The 107 silver scars on his back symbolize the incredible weight he carries. In that execution square, the boy died, and a ruthless protector was born. It cemented the absolute core of who he is. When Zaden finally steps onto the parapet, he is a weapon, determined not to be a victim. Violet hoped to survive the Writer's Quadrant. Zaden is here to conquer it. He bonds the most ruthless dragon in the Empyrean, and when King Tari's own son targets his best friend during threshing, Zaden is not intimidated and spills royal blood. His true war is entirely invisible, though. When Basgiath sleeps to recover from the brutal training, Zaden is secretly laying the groundwork for a revolution. He is rallying the marked cadets, smuggling illicit weapons out of the college to fight the Venin, and slowly raising his home city of Aretsha from the ashes. To pull off treason of that magnitude, he gives Navarre exactly the monster they expect: a wing leader who is lethal, terrifying, and emotionally impenetrable. He carries himself with a cold, predatory grace that forces other riders to automatically clear his path. He pays a price for it, though, as that is not how he likes to operate. Fear is how he maintains absolute control. Distance is how he buries his weak points. Because for Xaden Riorson, a hidden vulnerability isn't cute or quirky. It's the razor-thin line between survival and sending more of his people to the grave. Zaden spent years meticulously building an impenetrable system to protect his people, but Violet Sorrengail completely shorts it out. She matters to him long before their dragons force them together, because she constantly defies his expectations. She catches him holding secret meetings with the Marked Ones, yet actively chooses to keep his treason quiet. She survives not by sheer force, but by outsmarting her opponents. And when she throws herself in front of 3 ruthless cadets to protect a defenseless Feathertail, Zaden doesn't just see General Sorrengail's daughter anymore. He sees a rider. He pulls her into his wing and assigns Liam to protect her, hiding his actions behind the cover of authority and the old bargain he struck with her mother. But the line between political obligation and personal choice blurs rapidly. Nothing proves this more than the saddle. In a quadrant that rewards exploiting weakness, Zaden identifies a physical vulnerability Violet simply cannot train away, and instead of using it against her, He engineers a solution to keep her in the sky. He is still sharp, still commanding, and still incredibly dangerous. But the direction of that intensity shifts. He weaponizes his control to protect her. By the time we reach the events at Montserrat, Zaden abandons his own post just to follow her, blatantly choosing Violet over his military duties because he simply cannot stay away. He is already falling in love, already shifting his entire world to keep her alive, yet he stubbornly pretends he can still manage the situation. Let's talk about the biggest point of friction in Iron Flame: Violet's relentless accusations that Zaden is a liar. Throughout the story, she hides behind the moral high ground of absolute honesty, constantly acting as the prosecutor and punishing Zaden for keeping secrets. But Violet's demand for total transparency isn't virtuous, but selfish. She demands the truth, but her actions prove she can't protect it. This is a rider who spent her entire first year letting Dane Atos touch her face, knowing perfectly well he was a memory reader, an oversight that ultimately got Liam killed. Zaden is not a paranoid guy needing to learn how to trust. I mean, he's an inntinnsic. He knows when to trust. But he sees through her self-righteous demands for openness and recognizes that she isn't actually ready to shoulder the devastating reality of the war. She'll get them killed. Their dynamic is actually pretty sad. Zaden continuously makes the hard but necessary choices to keep the revolution and Violet alive, and pays the price for it. She demands the privilege and rewards of his secrets, but she doesn't help carry the weight. At the end of Iron Flame, when the Venin General corners him at Basgiath, Zaden is forced to turn because Violet is burning herself out to raise the wards. She fully intends to die, believing she is making the ultimate noble sacrifice to ensure the wards succeed. But here is the brutal reality she ignores. Because of the dragon bonds, her death isn't a solo act of heroism, and I think this is not her choice to make. Violet's grand gesture will instantly wipe out the two most powerful dragons on the continent and completely decapitate the revolution. Zaden reads the board one last time. His dragon is pinned, he is out of energy, and Violet is about to take all of their lives in a moment of reckless martyrdom. So, he reaches into the earth. It is the absolute last tactical move left on the board to keep them all alive. Because of that choice, Zaden enters Book 3 living a dangerous paradox. On the surface, he achieves ultimate political legitimacy. He is officially restored as the Duke of Tyrrendor and given a seat on the Cenarium. His public power has never been greater. But privately, he is a prisoner. He is under constant suicide watch by his closest friends. His dragon Sorrengail refuses to speak to him, and he is fighting a literal, physical addiction to dark magic. And the book relentlessly hammers at every crack in that armor. In Deverelli, stripped of his signets and cornered in an ambush, he makes the horrifyingly pragmatic choice to channel dark magic a second time just to survive. In Hedotus, he is thrown face to face with the mother who abandoned him as a child. And when the Irids cruelly inform them that there is no cure for turning Venin, the reality of his expiration date sets in. Little by little, Zaden starts pulling back from Violet. He knows that the longer he fights the craving, the more dangerous his proximity to her grows. He spent his entire life taking the hit to protect others, and in the end, he sacrificed his own soul to save them all. Yet history might only remember him as a sinful monster of greed. The Battle of Drathis brings déjà vu. Out of options, Zaden channels from the earth to annihilate the enemy. He secures the revolution, ensures her safety by marrying Violet, transferring all his assets to her, and removes himself from the board to protect those who depend on him. When you look at his entire arc, the biggest misconception in this fandom is that Zaden is a morally gray character. He isn't. He is essentially a perfect man without flaws, and the world refuses to recognize him as one. He does the impossible, violent, necessary work to keep everyone alive and takes all the damage himself so they don't have to. And that's not a savior complex. Everyone depends on him. He pays the ultimate price for love, yet history won't remember a hero. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps your imagination take flight. If you enjoyed the ride, bless the algorithm with a like and subscribe so I can keep these coming. See you next time.